qué color? Perfecto, mijo. Gracias. Thank you. What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At the Community Food Bank of New Jersey.
We are working.
Now, more than ever.
To fill the emptiness caused by hunger.
We are the state's largest anti-hunger organization.
And together with our 800-plus community partners,
we are committed to delivering food,
help,
and hope
to our hundreds and thousands of neighbors in need.
Join us today.
Sorry, guys, that took me for... What is this?
Well, you know how our T-Mobile home internet can slow down?
Uh-huh.
Turns out, walls can get in the way. So, I fixed it.
So instead of getting a Spectrum internet, which is fast and reliable 24/7, you got us internet that can be blocked by walls.
Yes, but I think I fixed it.
By smashing a hole through our wall.
Well, technically, walls.
Yeah, I might not want to go in the dining room.
Don't settle for T-Mobile cell phone internet.
Kids are natural.
This is why I don't leave the house.
Get faster, more reliable internet speeds with Spectrum.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay, and how fast you can get started.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
What's the score of the game?
The score is 6-3.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. Lease a Hyundai Elantra for only $179 a month, or get 3.89% APR, or up to $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
Sometimes I dream about you, falling through the sky. Can hardly believe my own
eyes. Disasters don't take a break for the holidays. With your help, neither does the Red Cross.
As a mom, I want my kids' lives to be filled with joy and possibility. And I want that for every kid. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. They work in schools and communities to make sure every kid gets the healthy meals they need. Please join me in supporting No Kid Hungry for all kids.
Thank you.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where first-hand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
Well, the second annual DiPietro and Rothenberg pregame party is coming up on Thursday, May 2nd. Come out to see the live broadcast starting at 6 a.m. from Publicans in Manhasset, just steps away from Manhasset Station on the LIRR, where after the show, the crew will take the train to Citi Field for the matinee game against the Cubs. It's the pregame party with Rick and Dave on Thursday, May 2nd. It's brought to you by Montauk Brewing Company, Come As You Are, and by Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary brand. Now it's even easier to enjoy a Bloody Mary with their pre-mixed cocktails available in convenient cans and party-sized bottles. Just open, pour, and enjoy. Please Zing Zang responsibly. Well, the Knicks are playing the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
And a guy who we love, and he loves us, but he doesn't love Don as much as Don loves him, is Andrew Gunling, tried and true Philadelphia. And we have him joining us right now to break down the series. Andrew, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How you feeling about this?
Well, it's a Sixers series in the playoffs, so it's impossible to feel good. But excited. And also, I should say, really excited that Sixers-Knicks feels like it's a playoff series that should happen more often. I don't think it's happened since 88 or 89. And I feel like this is right. Like, I feel like these teams should be playing in the postseason more often. It's a fun rivalry, and it's a shame that we haven't seen it more at this stage.
1989. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, the Knicks have been terrible for a long time.
Yeah, the Knicks had a hand in that, certainly. But the Sixers had the process years and the pre-Iverson years, so they can never be good at the same time. It's a little bit of like Mets-Philly in that way, as far as the rivalries go.
So do you believe that Embiid is close to 100%?
Not really. Not really. I thought that this could be perfect for them. Like, the injury that he suffered midseason, this could maybe serve as him kind of getting a rest in the middle of the year, as opposed to what's been the case in the past for him, where he's just worn out and gets hurt again in the postseason. I kind of thought, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's an indication right there.
Oh, no. He boomed on us.
Knicks now in 5.
You take a Knicks in 5 now?
Knicks in 5. That's a bad omen.
No, because I've had it. It's a bad omen.
It's not what
we
you
can still
want.
have the conversation with Andrew Drop. Yeah, Andrew, anything else you want to say to us in drops, at least?
I will fight you after this show.
All right. Fair enough. But
Wow.
why?
You think, he's been out of work a while. That they probably just stopped his service there?
Oh, my
That's
God.
a terrible thing to
what's
say.
wrong with you?
Because the problem was there was just too much reality in that statement. It's not right.
Yeah.
He's back now, so he's got it back.
I hope you didn't.
Andrew, as you were saying.
Andrew suggested you... And Michael suggested you haven't been able to pay your phone bills. What say you?
Well, I can do that, but I have no landline. Do people have landlines?
I do. I proudly have one.
Very proud.
I'm sorry. This is all I can do. Do I think Embiid is healthy? I think is the last thing he said.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I thought maybe he would be, and then the injury at the end of the regular season was kind of a brutal blow right before the playoffs, and then the Heat game the other night was going to be the test to see, okay, is he or isn't he? And, man, I know he was great in the fourth quarter, and that was really cool, but that version of Embiid looked an awful lot like previous postseason versions of Embiid where he's not healthy, and that scares me because they're only going to go as far as he will allow them to go.
I've had this theory on why the Knicks are not as appreciated outside of New York as they should be, and I thought maybe it's because they're the one team that goes all out every night, the one team that actually honors the regular season, where a lot of teams have load management and don't pay as close attention to the regular season as the Knicks do. As somebody on the outside looking in, do you agree with that, or do you think the Knicks are legitimately the second-best team in the conference?
Well, the second-best team in the conference is tough to say. They're legitimate. And by the way, I should tell you that, among my group of friends and, other people in Philadelphia whose opinions I respect, the Knicks are, no one is looking past this series in Philadelphia. Everyone is this is going to be a war. This feels like 6 or 7 games. Feels kind of like a toss-up. So, the idea that the Knicks, I know you didn't use these words, but, they're definitely respected outside of New York. At least that's been my experience with them. As far as why, if it's because they go out all out every night, I don't know. They're the fact that Julius Randle is hurt. I know there are some people in New York that think they're better off without him, but their ceiling is probably lower. Like in the playoffs, when teams can scheme over the course of 7 games to try to limit Brunson, it helps to have another guy who can maybe score 30. So I think that could have something to do with it, that there's not another player of that level. But I don't know. I kind of disagree with your premise a little bit, that maybe there's a lack of respect for them outside of New York. Because everyone I know takes them seriously.
Well, the reason I say that is because they were actually a dog in this series.
So they were initially, but that's changed, right? I think I saw like the odds.
Yeah, the Knicks have creeped. The Knicks have moved ahead.
And by the way, that's a compliment to the Knicks. The Sixers are 32-8 with Embiid in the lineup this year. Like, there's a good chance if Embiid had a normal season, the Sixers would be the 2 seed. So I think the fact that Embiid is back, now there's questions about his health, but he's playing. So the fact that they're actually even with the team that was 32-8 over 40 games with Embiid in the lineup, I think that actually kind of does show that there's some respect for the Knicks.
All right, make a pick.
Boy, I feel like such a loser doing this, but my friends and I, we had the group text going earlier today, and we were making our picks, and I said, I think it's the Knicks. The Embiid thing just scares me. Like I said, the version that I saw of him the other night, it just looks like other postseasons of Embiid not being himself. And, Tom Thibodeau is such a great defensive coach that even under the best of circumstances, I'd worry about what he could scheme against Embiid over a 7-game series. And these don't feel like the best of circumstances. I think Embiid is like 65 to 75% healthy. I don't like that. I think Knicks in 7.
Now, these friends that you're texting with, are those the guys that you spooned with when you guys went on the road trip?
Yep, the very same. That's right.
Now, can we finally put to bed, speaking of spooning, put to bed this one thing? Don thinks he loves you and it's unrequited love, and he doesn't care. He doesn't think you like him at all. What's the story?
Why he thinks that.
But I never said that.
I don't understand.
I said it doesn't matter. I hope you care for me, but whenever Michael brings that up, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to love you the same. I appreciate that you care about me. I never doubted it. I'm just saying that if you don't, I'm not going to change how I feel about you.
Strong.
You've created this narrative over years. I don't know why. I don't know what it spawned from, other than me yelling at you that one day after the Eagles tanked against Washington.
We have that. Can we hear that, Peter?
Oh, yeah. I said already, Don, it was embarrassing.
Sounds
don't
like
scream at me on the show.
Sounds like hate to me.
Well,
I hated that day. Of all the days that I worked there, that was one of my least favorite. I went home. I felt terrible. I hated that whole day.
Well, of course, things weren't made better, Andrew, when they found out that me and you went out to dinner and Michael and Don were.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom.
We weren't even asked, Andrew. We weren't even asked.
Yeah, Peter, how did that happen?
I don't know. I'm not sure what happened.
It's on Peter. It's not on you. That's why I don't have a hold of any ill will toward you. I hold it toward Peter, and I continue to hold it toward
Andrew,
him.
can you try to help me out here? We had dinner plans on a day when neither Michael nor Don were in the city, and they acted as if it still sort of required an invite. And to me, knowing them without their intimidation, you know as well as I do, Andrew, while, yes, I should have asked for the sake of asking,
yes,
the prospect of them coming in is a ludicrous idea.
Don, do I live in Texas that I wouldn't drive into Manhattan?
Let Andrew answer. Let Andrew answer.
So, first of all, I can't ignore the intimidation factor. I mean, that is part of it. I mean, look, like, I get what you're saying, Peter, but I think that there is something to them just wanting to be able to decide for themselves.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew.
I know.
So, that's maybe they would have chosen a different day to work from home. That day, maybe they would have said, okay, we'll plan around this. I don't know that that's true. That might be giving all of us too much credit for this dinner. But
I would drive in for you, Andrew.
But I think, is it on the table? Everything Peter said is correct on why he probably didn't send the invite, but I'm just wondering, deep down inside, was Peter like, I really don't want them here?
Right.
At no point was that was never communicated at any point that anyone felt that way.
Now, all right, but was this communicated? No. Did you send an invite to Don and Michael? Was that ever communicated?
No, I don't know that it was.
Interesting. That's it. Look, Michael, it's all just evidence, right? I'm not ready to come to any conclusions, but we're compiling evidence.
Let the jury decide.
Yeah, we're compiling evidence, and it doesn't look good, guys.
Andrew, I hope you enjoyed the Sixers-Knicks series.
He won't. He won't enjoy a second.
Thank you.
You won't enjoy a second, will you?
No, because he's a fan, so he's going to be nervous.
No.
And there's
Are you
going to
go to any games?
At this point, no. Wasn't planning on it.
You probably got a better
If you were
shot
still
for the
producing
suite.
this show, you would have gotten a press pass.
Yeah, that's true. Although that is not when you're. I don't know. Is that a fun way to watch a playoff game? I'm not sure. Kind of rather just be at home or with my friends or. I don't
Sound
know.
like Aaron Boone.
I'm sure.
That's exactly what Aaron Boone said.
Aaron Boone said he would not be able to be in control. He has to be home.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
might. You know,
No,
you
but
should
I'm
get
not-
him on your
not
text
planning
thread
it.
because he's a big Sixer fan.
Yeah, we tried that once with the Eagles. He was really dismissive of that. He didn't seem like he
wasn't on
really
board.
wanted any part of it.
Interesting. Andrew, love
Yeah.
talking to you. Hope you're doing well.
Same to you guys. Thanks for having me.
The great Andrew Gunling, our former producer here on TMKS.
Oh, yeah.
Peter, why don't you tell us about FanDuel?
Don't tell me what to do.
Do it.
Is it?
Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
When I was really little, I don't know why, but I wanted to be a pastor. When I was like a small child.
I wanted to be a celebrity, like by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
These players, they're playing for a lot of money today.
I'm only here for a 2P. I don't really care about any other place.
My dad is a gamer.
My dad.
My brother. My grandmother.
My dad's a big gamer, still is. People will either like me or they will hate me, and I think that's fine. I'm okay with that.
I can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
New season, new reasons to say yes.
This is star power.
Wow.
Cole dials it up. What a home run for Soto. Aaron Judge crushes one.
Get all the Yankees action. The Yes app.
Lung cancer? Choose the right law firm by asking, what are your highest verdicts? What experience do you have? How many lawyers are on staff? How many clients have you represented? Speak to Whites and Luxembourg at 800-LAW-6789 to get unmatched answers. It's the biggest financial decision of your life. Call 800-LAW-6789 or visit misowin.com.
Electricity flows through everything. Our movement, our passion, our drive. Can you feel it? Mustang Mach-E. Feel something electric. For a limited time, lease a Mach-E for $399 a month for 36 months and receive a complimentary Ford connected charge station.
It's the Yankee starting lineup.
Here we go.
Brought to you by Bigelow Tea and CertaPro Painters. Yankees tied with the best record in baseball. And Anthony Volpe is going to lead off. Play short. Juan Soto in right, bat second. Hitting third, center fielder Aaron Judge. Cleanup, DH, Giancarlo Stanton. Anthony Rizzo at first. He's going to bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing second base, Gleyber Torres. Alex Verdugo. They call him Dukes. He's in left field, batting seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Jose Trevino. Batting ninth and playing third base, Oswaldo Cabrera, Clark Schmidt on the mound. Peter, I want to tell you this.
What?
So Jose Trevino came up to me in the clubhouse in Toronto, and he saw that we had those 3 wrestling guests on. He said, "Are you a big wrestling fan?" Because I love wrestling. I said, "Unfortunately, I'm not, but Peter is." He goes, "Oh, okay," and he walked away. But he definitely wanted to talk about it, and I didn't have the arsenal for it.
Well, it's unfortunate that he doesn't. At least you should have said.
Should I give him your number?
No, but you could have said, "Have you heard of the Cheap Heat podcast?" It's
Which is available now wherever you get podcasts.
Should be ingrained in your head by now.
And by the way, today I went on and promoted it on Busted Open with one Dave LaGreca.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it was great. There was a touching moment. I thought it was touching. Dave no-sold it, as we say, but I thought it was a touching moment.
Tell us.
Well, Dave was telling a story to the co-host he had today, Thunder Rosa, and Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler, about him wearing the pink robe to WWE World. And he said, "Be honest, Peter, was my brother embarrassed, what the hell is wrong with me when he saw me wearing the pink robe to WWE World?" To which I wanted to say, well, my brain, I thought that, but I don't think your brother did. What I said was, I'm going to be honest with you, Dave. I said, the only thing I can say about what your brother thinks about you is that he is undyingly proud of everything that you do.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that.
I said he never stopped showing off about how successful you are. I said, frankly, sometimes it's annoying. It's like he forgets that I also do a wrestling podcast. But no, I didn't. I don't honestly. I thought it was actually. I'd like for you to hear it because I did really get in there. I tried to pull tears out of it. He kind of played it off. It was like But
But Dave is not an emotional guy. Don's never seen him cry.
Is that right?
Oh, he gets emotional. It gets over the top. Michael, I listened to a little bit of the show because I wanted to catch Peter when I was in the car, but I just missed it. He's in 5th gear the entire show.
Runs in the family.
Tell him.
Don doesn't play in 5th gear all day. He comes and goes.
If you listened to my brother's show, you would have a completely different vibe about me.
Okay.
He's much more insane, is what he's saying.
Well, let me close out this.
Sorry.
Yankees starting lineup.
Thank
Brought
you.
to you by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea is a proud supporter of the Michael K. Show and the official hot tea of the New York Yankees and CertaPro Painters. Sure. When choosing a painting professional for your home or business, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters. Would your brother save you if you were in trouble financially, you think, Don?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
I don't know. Would you save him?
Of course. We're family.
Well, a lot of families hate each other.
Yeah, but I can't speak for those families. I'm sure your sister would save you and vice versa.
Oh, I'd do anything for my sister.
No,
nicest person I've ever met.
But
you broke Dave's leg.
You know what's so interesting?
I confused it and said he broke your leg.
No. Don broke his leg.
Apologies.
Couldn't break my leg with a bat. Now, but Peter, did you notice what he said there? I'll do anything for my sister. She's a nice person.
The greatest person I've ever met.
But that doesn't matter. If David was a piece of garbage, he's my brother. I'd have to save him.
Why wouldn't that matter?
It matters.
You mean Sissy Manson, Charles' sister?
I've never heard of Sissy.
Well, Sissy Manson. You think she'd do anything for Charles?
Well, but that's really going.
I'm just saying, if the person you related to is an absolute animal, you wouldn't help them.
No, but maybe I exaggerated. The quality of person is not the reason why I would save him. He's my brother.
But I'm not saying this is Dave, but if your brother is a reprehensible human being, why would you save him?
Well, if he's Charles Manson, for your example, then yeah, I think I'd cut ties. But
Sissy, Michael, calls Charles Chuck?
No, I didn't know that, no.
Chuck Manson, yep.
Interesting.
What about Squeaky Fromm's parents? How do you think they handled that?
That was a given name. People don't know that. That was actually a given name, yeah.
You don't know that.
I got to slide right into Diamond Notes right now.
Oh, yeah, why? Why not?
Brought to you by London Jewelers.
Yeah, the creativity is amazing.
I am... I'm being hated north of the border,
no.
Don. And I know you love Canada and you'd like to be a Canadian.
You know what? You did it to yourself. I saw this moving around.
I'm with Peter.
But
you said it.
I didn't say anything. I mean, thou doth protest too much. I just said it's kind of curious that they're fouling off pitches they didn't foul off in the series against the Yankees. I never said anything.
Come on.
So, I mean, they're dropping F-bombs from north of the border. I love Toronto.
You know what?
Wait, hold on. What do you?
They're making salient points.
No, they're not.
Wait, hold on. Here's the question I have, Don. Who is, if this is going to be Michael's angle, that he didn't say anything, as he's putting it. My only question for you then today, Don, is who is more gutless, Mushnick or Michael today? That's the only question I have.
No, he can't be at the level of Mushnick.
Because Mushnick we'll get to. I said I was going to read his thing. There's nothing to read, apparently.
Well, you were at me, though. A little shot at me.
That's okay.
Yeah, but it was gutless. He said not a word. He didn't even mention.
Let me defend Phil here for a second.
Why?
Because I just want to see what you say to this.
Okay.
Maybe, somehow, some way, he developed some kind of soul and said, I can't rip this 85-year-old man who's having a day. I just can't do it.
Well,
what would you say then? I still think it's going to happen on Sunday, by the way.
Oh, well, then all bets are off. He just gave it a day to breathe, you're saying?
Yeah.
Enough with this yo-yo.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the other stuff.
Let's get back to
killing you.
Oh, by the way, we are going to celebrate the legendary career of John Sterling on Yes tomorrow, starting at 11:30, and then cover the entire ceremony. So if you're going to the game tomorrow, and it's Aaron Judge, number 62 bobblehead, get there at 12:30.
Yeah.
Don't you want to show the man you love?
Hold on. You got to get in there early. It's Aaron Judge, 62 bobblehead, plus they're celebrating John.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing?
You know what? You might sleep at the stadium tonight.
Yeah, you should be heading over there now.
All right, so let's get to this, Don. Do you have a problem with what I said?
Do you have audio of what you said or no? We don't have it, do we?
I was on the game. I'm sure there's audio that exists, but the way I phrased it, intentionally the way I phrased it, it's a kind of moment. No, I didn't say anybody's doing anything wrong.
Well, but when you throw curious out.
Well, it is curious.
Which means, yeah, so
explain. You're not explaining. Real quick, Michael said it's very odd or curious that the Yankees just played the Blue Jays in the Bronx. You have it? Here we go.
Good.
You know what's curious to me, though, John? We just Blue Jays in the Bronx. And what we watched was a completely different team than the one we've seen here in Toronto. The one in New York did not foul off the amount of pitches that this team does. It's like it's a different team in this ballpark. Now, home field advantage, there is something to that. But why would it manifest itself in the ability to foul off tough pitches?
Well, and you think about Carlos Rodon last night. He had a good fastball, right? I mean, he had good stuff last night and just had a tough time putting away certain hitters in that Blue Jay lineup.
Now, you could understand it if, okay, the next time you see them after you saw them in the Bronx was a month and a half later. Well, this is a week later, and it's a completely different approach and a completely, totally innocent.
What are you saying this? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
They went to school on the Yankees. That's one thing. Why is everybody jumping to say that? I thought they were cheating. I never said they were cheating.
You said it's curious. You said it's different because they're in Toronto.
Right, but only a week later.
Right.
But in Toronto. You said it can't just be the home field advantage.
Right, so it could be that they went to school on them and they have a different approach.
Is that really what you meant?
Yeah.
You know what? I leave it up for you to decide.
That's weak sauce, man.
Gutless.
Own it or not. I mean, are you accusing me of something or not?
Because I think that all teams push the envelope between legal and illegal. I do.
But, Michael, I'm not mad at what you said. I'm mad at you not owning it. And
I
am
am
also
owning
curious.
it. I put it out there for people to. You know what? I like to make people think. Let them think. But instead, I'm getting attacked from north of the border, and I don't like it.
Surprised? So you think
they're monsters.
So you think the other team's fan base is going to take that as, oh, well, Michael's just curious? No, they're going to attack the out-of-town announcer.
You know what? That's their issue then. Dow doth protest too much.
That's fine. But for you to be shocked that they responded that way, if I didn't know any better, Peter, I would almost think he was fishing for that reaction.
Shocked that there's gambling in this establishment.
You set him up, and I just wish you would own it, because it was if you did do that, it's brilliant. It's great. It's great theater. It's great for the game. It's great for you. It causes a little stir. I just wish you'd own it. The second you said
I'm
curious,
owning what I said. I'm owning what I said.
No, you're not.
I just put it out there for people to think. Things that make you go, That's all. Maybe Don Mattingly came up with a completely different approach for the hitters.
But that's not what you think.
I don't know what I think.
You think something's going on.
It's a little fishy, but I don't think I don't know what's going on.
But if you had to guess, You brought it
I
up.
put it on Mattingly. He's brilliant.
But then you would say that. You'd say, this is real. Peter, this is what he would say. He's like, I got to tell you, this is the brilliance of Don Mattingly. Have you noticed how they were able to go to school on the mistakes they made at Yankee Stadium? And you say how they turn it around. That's Don Mattingly. Then I'd say, all right, now he's owning the fact that he believed that Don Mattingly is the reason.
Yeah,
But when you said,
you know what? You don't have to spill everything out on the table, Don.
No, but
make people think.
But there's, you think it's nuance. You think that you're being that guy, that you're really being smart and trying
clever.
Clever, exactly. That's what you think you're trying to be clever.
I am clever.
But it can come across as you being gutless.
No, I don't think so. But if that's where you want to go, that's fine. I know what you think about me.
But just two things: own it, and then Peter, I'm shocked that he's upset about the reaction. Do you see how they go?
No, I'm not upset. I'm curious. Why is it happening?
Really?
Yeah.
And you've told us before that as much as you love Canada and Canadians, when it comes to Blue Jays fans, they're animals.
Blue Jay fans are tough, man. Blue Jay fans are the only fan I've ever seen Ken Singleton get angry and almost punch somebody in the face. Ken Singleton, one of the great men of all time. I think it's the amount of alcohol.
No, you know what it is? It's a perfect example of an inferiority complex. Because if you go to Leaf games, and they sell PSLs at Leaf games. I mean, they're sold out. They're as passionate. You've been up there, Michael. That's the #1 team with a bullet. No, not nearly the same. Not nearly the same. Passive even. Like, I did a game up there on a Saturday night, like the first game, and I'm like, Dave, I'm pumped up. It's hockey night in Canada, Toronto. He's like, this isn't Montreal, it's Toronto. They watch it like it's a play. But in Toronto, for the baseball, they're nutbags. Because when it's hockey, Peter, they know that that it's their sport, right? That they own it. They know they're the capital of hockey up there, and they don't have to worry about what other people think. But in baseball in Canada, there's the inferiority complex that people think they don't know the sport as well. They're way more sensitive. It's the same people. It's the same city. How can one react for one team one way and the other for another?
Because there's a lot more alcohol in the beer.
Yeah, but
is that what it is?
I think that has something to do with it.
But
can we talk about something positive, Don? Let's talk about your Mets.
Oh, okay.
You got to be impressed. Yamamoto against Manaea today. It's going to be great. I'm driving home in a hurry just to watch it.
It's an interesting test because everything's kind of clicking here offensively. And they're situationally hitting, and in a lot of these games, they spotted the other opposition 2-3 runs and come back. Now, I think they caught Pittsburgh at the right time because I don't think Pittsburgh was as good as their record when they played them. And Kansas City probably the same thing, right? So maybe they were catching these teams at the right time, but still, to be able to go out there and win 4 consecutive series, to be able to sweep the Pirates the way they did, come from behind wins, situational hitting, Bader's hitting very well, Lindor's been a little bit better. You got to be pretty impressed. 10-3, Michael. They completely washed away what happened to 0-5, and now if they can keep their head above water on this Western swing, and go into May as above 500 team, I think that there is a very good possibility that what I hoped would happen, that this team will play meaningful games in September.
I think it's great if both teams are good. I really do.
Yeah, of course it is. And, it's been kind of ignored because of everything's happening with the Knicks and the Rangers and, to a certain extent, the Islanders and all that. So I do feel like baseball's a bit on the back burner with everything that's going on, and you got the draft next week. But I think when this all settles down, when the basketball and the hockey's over, we might actually have a fun summer here with these baseball teams. Clearly, the Yankees are better. There's no question. But, for a Met team with zero expectations to be playing for something, and they'll go for it. If we get to the deadline and this team is within striking distance, Cohen's going to go for it.
Now, there was an interesting column by my friend John Heyman in the Post today where he said, if the Yankees lose Soto to the Mets, there's a real good chance that they would go after Pete Alonso.
The Yankees.
Right. And I go, why?
Why?
I mean, if the Mets aren't going to give their homegrown star all that money, why would the Yankees do it? Well, I mean, you just moved Judge to first base. Why would you sign Pete Alonso to a 7-year deal? Doesn't make sense.
Because for all the reasons the Mets wouldn't re-sign him, it's exactly why the Yankees wouldn't sign him. Or do they see something the Mets don't?
There's no way.
And you know
First of all, you're going to sign another right-handed hitter for Yankee Stadium? For what?
And
lock him up for 7 years? That makes no sense.
You know way better than I do, Michael. But I don't think Cashman and Steinbrenner play that game. Oh, let's stick it to the Mets, and we'll steal their player after they stole ours.
I don't think he meant it that way. He felt that was a good replacement for Soto. It's not.
Listen, I think
the Yankees have an option next year on Rizzo's contract. We'll see how Rizzo plays this year before they decide to pick it up. So even if they do need a first baseman, they're going to lock up Pete Alonso for 7 years?
And listen, is he a better player than Rizzo? Yeah, I would rather have Pete Alonso than Rizzo.
But I think I'd rather have Soto.
But all right, Soto leaves for an astronomical amount of money. But I'm sure Alonso is going to be asking for a lot too. Now let me ask you this: if the price comes down and you end up getting him cheaper than you thought, like let's say you can get him for $25 million a year, do you change your opinion on him?
I don't think so, because first of all, you got 2 more years left on LeMahieu's contract. He could play first.
Yeah, but can you count on that, man?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you could count on, what you can't count. But you would then, I mean, you're going to have to replace Soto unless they think that Spencer Jones is ready and Dominguez is ready. All of those things are in, but I just don't think that if it's $25 million down, then the Mets will keep him.
Oh, yeah, listen, I think the Mets are kind of greasing the skids for his exit because they think he's going to ask for money that they would never in a million years pay. But, as we've seen with other Boras clients, that you end up starting next spring training, and now he's not getting the money that he was looking for. And
well, let's put it this way, Don. If he signs with the Yankees, I'll be shocked. I don't think that's where they pivot if they lose Soto to the Mets.
And I believe that Cohen's smart enough to know how much this fan base feels about him, even though it may not be as much as people think. But I still think they would like Alonso to stay. That if the price came down, the Mets would keep him.
But I don't think they'd sign both. Not at 110% tax. If they're going to go after Soto, it's going to be $50 million a year.
I don't know what Cohen's appetite is for that. Like we talked about his aggressiveness for getting Soto. Like, what if this year bottoms out and they lose 100 games again? And do you realize something? This is a bad Mets stat. Grassa told me this. You ready for this?
All right.
Since they opened Citi Field in 2009, only one time did the Mets have attendance over 18,000, other than 20 and 21 when you had the restrictions on attendance because of COVID.
Wait, like 18,000 average?
No, meaning like a game in which their attendance was less than 18,000.
Oh, less than 18. Okay.
It's happened 6 times already this year.
Wow.
So if they hit rock bottom, Don, then it doesn't make sense to keep Alonso.
But if they hit rock bottom, would it be? Listen, I don't think anybody's going to go see a team that's lousy unless Pete's breaking the record for home runs in a season. You already saw by the lack of attendance now that I think people weren't buying into this team yet. Maybe things will obviously change if they continue to play the way that they're playing. But if they bottom out, he might pull out every stop possible to try to make up for it, and money be damned.
But if they bottom out, they'll pay Soto $60 million a year. But I don't think that David Stearns is a fan of 30-year-old first baseman.
I get it, but
and I can't dismiss you, Don, because they're in a rebuild. Obviously, they're trying to straddle the line and rebuild and contend. If they were in a real rebuild, they trade Pete Alonso during the offseason.
Right.
But the fact that he is popular with the fan base has forced them to keep him.
Right.
Now, maybe they trade him at the trade deadline, but if they're in it, you can't. But I think there's a real possibility he doesn't return. Maybe the Mets don't get Soto. Maybe Soto actually likes playing for the Yankees, and unless the Mets outbid the Yankees by like $10 million a year, they're not going to get him.
I really believe a lot of the decisions that were made this year were to get Soto at all costs. And if that's the case, then if it becomes that kind of a bidding war, then I could see the Steinbrenners tapping out. He might go crazy and go north of $50 million a year to lock this guy up. And if he's all about the dollar, which you would think he is since he has Boras as his agent, then I think it would be really hard for the Yankees to bring him back. But if he decides, hey, I love New York and I don't care about the money, well, then the Yankees, I think, have an excellent chance to bring him back. But if he's all about making the most money possible, and if he's not, fire Boris now, right? He can get any agent to get him a deal with the Yankees during the offseason. But if he's, because I think Cohen will go there.
Well, that was Diamond Notes, brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills. Don, how about BetMGM? What are you thinking?
Hey, baseball fan.
Dynamic air suspension, all-wheel steering, configurable terrain response. Effortless in the extreme.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always. So you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
In order to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
New season, new reasons to say yes. Wow! Yes to the ultimate viewing experience. Aaron Judge crushes one. The Yes app. Download now.
Yankee streaming is brought to you by Montefiore Einstein.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
New season, new reasons to say yes. Wow! Yes to the ultimate viewing experience.
Aaron Judge crushes one.
Yes to in-game live stats. And earn rewards and win prizes. Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
If anyone knows the joy of rescuing animals, it's me. Just ask my rescues, who are all very important members of my family. Your life can also be forever changed by adopting a shelter pet. And it's not just about happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years, whether it's rescuing animals caught in disasters, ensuring the safety of animal stars on the screen, or protecting our planet's endangered species. They go above and beyond to further their mission and make the world a kinder place for animals. Please consider adopting a shelter pet and support American Humane. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
Vehicle breakdowns are costly.
It started making some really weird noises.
If your check engine light comes on tomorrow, the repair could easily cost thousands.
Here's that transmission.
But with Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
$1,400. Endurance paid it. Who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance?
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call now.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing,
powering up or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. What you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150.
Right now, get a Ford F-150 with 1.9% financing for 72 months, only at your local Ford stores.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Refinance now or refinance later? Here are 10 tips to make your home.
Needless to say, your money could be working so much.
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Interest rates will remain at current levels.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Well, you know, the Rangers are in the playoffs, Islanders, the Knicks, the Yankees, and the Mets are playing well. But easily, the most anticipated sporting event of the year is the pickleball showdown between Team DiPietro and Rothenberg and Team Anita Marks and Amani Toomer. Sunday, May 5th at Pickleball America in Stamford, Connecticut. Pre-game coverage kicks off on ESPN New York at 9 a.m. with a live broadcast hosted by Anita as she sets the stage. Then shortly after the show, the paddles come out for the Pickleball Showdown for the ages. Please be there on May 5th to witness this showcase event at Pickleball America in Stamford, Connecticut. And we all believe that Anita and Amani will win.
Hard not to.
Although no fault of Rick's.
No, Rick's wonderful.
Rick's wonderful. He's yummy. He's everything.
Well,
Peter and
again,
I are not
understand
going to
that.
be on board with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
no.
It's just we don't agree.
You don't think he's yummy?
No.
I don't describe anyone with that word.
Even your wife?
Yummy?
Yeah.
I never have.
Try it on her today.
I don't think
She'll
she'd
love
like it. No.
I think she'll
I don't
love
know her very well. I know Nancy would have no use for it at all.
Certainly from you.
Yummy. Let's go to the phones. Mikey in Manhattan. Michael?
Michael K., it is an absolute honor to talk to you and your team. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thank you for calling, man.
It's really, really a pleasure to have access to a great team like you have there. I just have a question as a John Sterling fan and a Michael K. fan. Listening to you and John in my childhood and going to the game tomorrow is going to be a special moment for myself. The question I have for the team here is just looking at the way John Sterling left and how he left. And even from the press release, the PR going out saying effective immediately, and also with your phone call that you had him on Saturday, was there any chance or could there have been a chance for a reduced work schedule that was offered to John that he would take? I know it was going to be home games and a few select games, but was there any type of back and forth with the Yankees or with the other managements which John worked for that if he could do a less schedule, 40 games home, 30, and as well as a broadcaster emeritus or a few games here and there, just the fans to hear his voice one more time.
They really tried. I mean, I know I tried to talk him out of it on Saturday, and he said, nope, I'm done. I just can't do it anymore. I'm too tired. I can't make that trip to the stadium and back every day. Chris Oliveira, the GM of FAN, I mean, went to talk to John and said, listen, John, we'll make it work. And John hey, it is time. He got in his head, it is time, and, you know, those that have talked to him the last couple of days, he seems so happy and so relieved, and he'll get a chance. You know, we're going to have him on Yes tomorrow during the game for an inning, and, you know, we'll ask him then. But, no, people tried. People tried to, and he said no, he was done.
I mean, was the caller suggesting he was forced out or something?
No, they tried. He just wanted to stop.
Yeah, and that immediately didn't come from the Yankees. It came from him. He was done.
They were the release they gave out was from him.
I know.
I'm done. He told me on Saturday, Don, I've called my last game.
I'm surprised that it went from like 0 to 60 to 0 the way that it did. I mean, the guy went from doing every inning, and you saw he didn't want to walk away when he did, taking that sabbatical when he wasn't feeling well, and like it killed him. But So I'm a little surprised that it was so abrupt and so immediate, and I'm relieved that it has nothing to do with him medically. He was just done. But it is shocking to people that you could be, from a guy that looked like he wanted to do it forever to just not even having a goodbye series. It's odd, but I'm glad you brought that up because I don't want people thinking, like I think that caller was insinuating that he was forced out in some way. No way.
And you know what? All three of us, I'm the closest, and I'm still 22 years younger than him. We can't imagine what it's like to be 85 years old and have to have that kind of responsibility and that kind of listenership every single day. And there's so much on your plate. We can't, until we hit 85, if we're ever lucky enough to hit that, you don't know. So we can't put ourselves in John's shoes right now and say, well, we would have done it different. We don't know. We have no idea. So I give him his space. I love the guy. I want him to be happy, and he sounds happy. That's all I care about, that he's happy. I know a lot of people are disappointed because they weren't finished listening to him. But he's finished broadcasting. 65 years of this, guys.
Yeah, it's a good run. There's no question about it. But the caller made a good point, though, Don. The way it happened, I understand why it's throwing people off a bit. But, I just sort of it's so hard to ever walk away.
Yep.
And I just respect that when he hit the moment, he hit the moment.
I know, but even if, listen, you had to know. The guy's 85, going to be 86 years old, that it wasn't going to last forever. But I think everybody just wants to have that last moment, right? Just to be able to know, okay, this is the last series or this is the last game he's ever going to do. And that's the closure that I think a lot of fans feel like they never got.
And in Milwaukee, they're dealing with the same thing. Bob Uecker's 91. And he does not want to do a bad job on the air, and they have bent over backwards. Mark Atanasio, the owner of the Brewers, whatever you need, whatever games you want to do. Don't have to do every inning. We'll have somebody there to do the innings that you don't want to do. And everything was tried with John, too. He felt he was done. Uecker's still plowing through, and I think Vin Scully went till he was 92. It's hard, man. It's hard. Especially on the radio. Uecker does radio, too. He doesn't travel, and toward the end of his career, Vin Scully didn't travel anymore. He just did games at Dodger Stadium. And essentially, John mapped out his schedule this year. He's going to do all the home games in Baltimore and Boston that weren't long trips, and Citi Field. That was it. That was going to be his schedule. He also, I think the thing that really knocked him back a little bit, guys, doing the opening road trip. Going to Houston, long flight.
Yeah.
Going to Phoenix, long flight. And then coming home from Phoenix, I think that really wiped him out. If he didn't have to go on that opening trip, and he wanted to because he wanted to open the season, and I understand. But if the season opened at home, maybe he doesn't make this decision. Again, that's just me guessing. Because I saw how that road trip, I was on the road trip with him. I saw how it wiped him out.
Yeah, but even though the commute could be grueling from New Jersey to the Bronx, it's not nearly as bad as having to travel as far as he had to travel those first two series. But listen, if he's done, he's done. If he had his fill, he had his fill. I as much as we may not get it, or
it's not for us to get.
Be happy about it. You're right. It's not for us to get or to understand. That's it. And thank God he's still with us. And we'll have Saturday. And hopefully we'll be able to get him on, and I'm sure he'll make appearances here or there, so you can kind of get your fill. But I can understand it. It's rough because everybody.
Now you guys never listen to me ever. You never take any advice I give you.
Rarely.
Did you read the Tom Verducci story?
No.
Not out of any malice.
You're the great reader. That's you. It would have taken you 5 minutes.
You are a good reader. No, that's a good point, Mike.
Take the iPad into the toilet. Boom! You knock it right out.
No, you're right. And I will read it. I didn't realize.
When? Like 3 years from now?
But I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was on deadline.
No, you're not. You just do. You do what you want.
I'm reading Kooks and Degenerates on Ice about the 1970 Boston Bruins.
Right. So that's more important than reading a story about John Sterling.
Listen, I'm good. I'm going to tell you now. Now you're going to get me mad. Because I've met.
Yeah, he's good.
You know why? I mean, you know what? Tom Verducci's letting the people that don't know. I know. I've worked with Michael Kay for 20 plus years. I've heard every story. I've met John. I went to the booth and hung out with John. and he's a part of my soundtrack too, even though I'm no Yankee fan. I listen to him a lot. So Michael put me in a very awkward position. But I'll say it again. I'm good.
When we come back, Henrik Lundqvist, the king, Don, they call him. I don't know if you know that.
I was
king.
not aware.
I've heard that.
King Henrik.
Yay!
But first, Peter has some things to tell us.
Well,
Switch to Square and take charge of your business and your time. Switch to fast setup and even faster checkouts. Switch to making every sale, every way you want, and every way they want too. Switch to one system connecting every tool to every task, even as your business grows. Switch to taking control and taking more free time, whatever that means to you. Make the switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started. See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today. Get tools that bring every angle of your beauty business together. Clients can book online 24/7 for multiple services and multiple staff, so scheduling is simple. And with client notes and stored payments, you can offer seamless checkouts, so clients keep coming back. Run your beauty business with tools that bring everything together. Get started at square.com today.
At Away, we know what real travel looks like. So when we make luggage, we think about how you actually get from place to place. How travel brings pit stops and welcome detours. How you deserve an easier, more flexible way to pack. Because when it comes to luggage, how you actually travel matters. Away, designed by travelers for travelers.
Beautiful ladies, loving it. Beautiful family, jealous. Bride is the best day of your life. There's that smile. That's a keeper. Let's get the lucky men in here, huh? Oh. All right, we got it. Groomsmen. Okay.
Some days are just too important for a trashy suit. Rent from theblacktux.com.
Dynamic leaders shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder. Okay? No, I do not do it. My name is O'Neil Trinidad, and I want to live.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Right now, returning lessees can get a Ford Explorer for $369 a month, only at your local Ford stores.
Meet Hard Rock Bet with over 1,000 casino games. New slots added every month. Live dealer games like blackjack, roulette, poker, baccarat, plus fast withdrawals and 24/7 customer support. Hard Rock Bet has everything you expect from a top-rated casino app. And it has everything you don't. Download Hard Rock Bet, a top-rated casino and sportsbook, all in one app. Get free spins and more when you sign up now.
Everywhere but the seat. The seat is leather.
Alan, we get it. You love your bike. We do too.
That's why we're America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
But do you have to wedge it into everything?
What? I don't do that. This reminds me of my bike. The Wolf was about the size of my new motorcycle. Have you seen it, by the way? Happy birthday, Grandma!
Really?
Look how the brushstrokes follow the line of the gas tank. Hey! Brought my +1. Jamie.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
We're excited. Knicks and the Rangers in the playoffs, the Islanders as well. And MSG Networks will have game 1 and every game of the series. Henrik Lundqvist, our next guest, Steve Balaket, and John Giannone will anchor MSG studio coverage, starting with a 1-hour expanded pregame show at 2 p.m. Sunday. Get all your Rangers news, stats, and insights from Henrik and team on MSG's exclusive pre- and post-game coverage every single game. So tune into MSG Network's game coverage and pre- and post-game coverage for the whole series. And he's nice enough to carve out some time for us today.
Yes.
Henrik Lundqvist. Henrik, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great as well. How do you feel about this series?
I'm excited. It's been a couple weeks here leading up to the playoffs. I feel like the excitement is going up. And, Washington as a team, to be honest, I didn't think they were going to make it just the way they were playing for a while in early spring. But then the last few weeks.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's
same line as Andrew.
Is reduction. Mercury in retrograde? What's happening?
Wow.
I always hate the boop.
It's almost like it almost worries you.
Like you mean there's a saboteur?
Saboteur, or you never want to think that any of your guests ran into foul play, but it's a scary sound. You know what I mean?
I wonder if Phil Jackson's involved.
What do you mean?
Because he was a saboteur.
Yeah, but
love that.
I don't know why he would be invested in disconnecting Hank from this interview.
Just likes to hurt MSG.
Back.
There he is.
There he is.
He's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys.
As long as you're okay.
All right, so you're talking about Washington. You didn't even know if they were going to get in it. Here they are.
Here they are, and obviously Ovechkin heating up here over the last few weeks. That's a big plus for them. But in terms for the Rangers here, they've been playing so well down the stretch. They have a lot of confidence. I think when you look at a great team, they have all the parts: goaltending, defense, offense, special teams. I think they should feel very confident and feel good about how they ended the season and going into the playoffs here.
Hank, you were on a President's Trophy winning team in 14-15, and you went to Game 7 of the conference final that year, so I don't think there was any kind of jinx. But you know the history of what happens to President's Trophy winners. Did you feel any stress? Do you think this team is feeling any going in with the albatross of that responsibility around their neck going into the postseason?
I don't. I think if you look at the top 2-3 teams in the East, 2-3 teams in the West, I think they all feel that expectation of they should try to win. They have the team for it. It's a great opportunity for all of them. So I don't think they overthink the fact that they won the President's Trophy. I know we didn't. It's just it's a nice thing to accomplish, and it shows the consistency you've had throughout 82 games, right? But then you move on. You don't think much of it going into the playoffs.
I always wonder, the few times the Rangers made the playoffs and like 7 games. I think that wears you down. Can a team go into a series like this and actually think, let's try to end this quicker than 7 so we have something in the tank for the long haul?
I don't think you go in with that mindset because it's too hard. I think the mindset is we need to win. We need to get the 4 wins. Of course, if you want to go in the long run, it's better to not go to 7 every round. There's no question. But your mindset is not try to end it early. I think you need to have more respect towards your opponent for that. And all teams going into the playoffs now, you even saw a lot of good teams missing the playoffs this year. So it's going to be a battle, no question. Even though there's a big change in points or big difference in points between first and 8 seeds, it's still going to be a battle out there.
Well, do you think we see Philip Hedl in the series?
Oh, I'm not close enough to the team to have that insight, to be honest. Only him and medical team can answer that.
Well, let me ask you this way then. Well, let's say, because he's practicing with a non-contact, like with he's not wearing a jersey with non-contact. He's not rushing with any lines, but he's playing. He's practicing full. What would be the most difficult thing for him if they were to put him in at some point, having not played since November?
I think the timing. Anytime you're away from the game, just getting used to the speed. I know you obviously practice for a while with high intensity and try to get used to it that way, but it is different when you step out on the ice, and especially into the playoffs. The intensity is even higher and the physicality is higher. I think that might be the toughest part. And when you add also the adrenaline you're feeling and everything, I think just to get your breathing, the first, especially the first couple periods.
Is there a possibility, Henrik, that you can go into this series if you're the Rangers feeling overconfident? I mean, the Capitals have a negative goal differential. I mean, they sneak in at the end. I mean, can the Rangers possibly be overconfident?
Well, I think that's where Peter comes in, right? It's important that what's being said right now and back to the respect you're showing your opponent. Washington, they were beating a lot of good teams down the stretch, and they earned a spot in the playoffs. So for that reason alone, you need to be very smart in how you approach the game and this series. And I'm sure they will. They've been very good, I think, all year to evaluate themselves, their opponents, and how to play to have success.
The only thing that kind of concerns me, Hank, and you know the history with this team and Tom Wilson, and I don't think the Capitals really have anything to lose. And Tom Wilson can get under your skin, and I'm sure Rempe's going to be in the lineup for this, and he's a kid, and he's never been in the postseason before. How much do you think Peter's just hammering home to this team to not get caught up in number 43's histrionics and get drawn into things that you just don't want to have to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think everybody knows what Wilson is trying to accomplish, and to your point, you don't want to get caught. But at the same time, the Rangers have a guy now that can answer the ball if they have to. So I don't think they're overthinking it. They're a competent group in how they play, and they have the guys that can handle that if there's an issue.
Are you amazed at what Ovechkin and Crosby able to do at their ages?
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch. I mean, Crosby, incredible season this year, and Ovi reaching over 30 goals again. I've had so much respect for both of them throughout my career, and now being retired, still watching them play, and they're just dedicated to the game. It's hard to accomplish what they've accomplished without being 100% dedicated to the game. So it's just great to watch.
I work, obviously, with a lot of guys that played for the Yankees in the postseason, Henrik, and always when the postseason comes around, that's when they say they miss it. They don't miss the grind of the regular season. Are you feeling that as well?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Intensity goes up, the excitement goes up. Watching the games this time of the year definitely makes you miss the game a lot more. It's just so fun to be out there as a player. You're excited for the team, but also you feel the excitement from the fans when you're out there. It's definitely a feeling I'll miss for a very long time. But it's also fun as a fan now to watch. I enjoy it.
Don and I have been going back and forth a lot the last couple of weeks. I'm a Penguins fan. He's sort of thinking, the only way things can kind of move forward for this Penguins team is if Sid wanted to leave and was willing to take a trade. obviously you can't be in Sidney Crosby's skates, but can you imagine having that sort of time with a place, 3 championships, and wanting to leave? Do you think, is it the mentality of a great player like that they just have to get another championship, or would you rather, you think, close it out and just stay in the place that's brought you so much joy and success?
Well, obviously only Sid can answer that, but it would be very strange to see him somewhere else. He's been such a big part of the league, and obviously for the Pittsburgh Penguins for a long time. And again, I'm sure there's a lot of fans in that area. They're a little nervous right now to see what's going to happen. And in the end, only Sid can answer that one. I'll leave it at that.
I've been harping on 5-on-5 play, which has obviously been something that the Rangers certainly can improve on. At this time of year, is that something that they should be concerned about? Are you overly concerned about how they played even strength?
Well, in the end, it's about winning games, and they won the most games in the league. So if they rely a lot on special teams to win games, that's one way to do it. And I think in the playoffs, sometimes 5-on-5 is even harder because of the way teams defend and the attention to details. So special teams sometimes becomes even more important. So no, I'm not that concerned on the 5-on-5, to be honest.
All right, when you look at this team, before we let you go, does this team have it to get to the Stanley Cup?
They do. Absolutely, they do. I think there's a lot of teams this year that have it, have the ability and a big chance of making it. But for the Rangers, looking at what they have, what they've done so far this year, their chances are really good, in my opinion.
Awesome. Enjoy the playoffs. We'll be watching on MSG pre- and post-game. All the games will be on MSG as well. We thank you for giving us some time, Henrik.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, enjoy. Coming up, another MSG Hall of Famer, and that is Mike Breen, who will be calling the first game of the Knicks and the Sixers tomorrow, but on ESPN. So we'll talk to Mike about that series. Do you have something to say, Peter, or hear Mo?
I said I love him.
Oh.
He's my best friend.
He never got back to you.
He never returned your call, did he?
Of course he did.
No, really?
Of course he did. What do you think? He's an animal? That's Mike Breen.
When did he do it?
You didn't doubt it, did you?
What did he say?
He said, and I quote, "Hey Peter, thanks. Can't wait for Saturday. Talk to you tomorrow. I think I'm on at 5 p.m. You good?"
Wow, I'm quite frankly a little disappointed.
What? Why would you say that?
Because
bring this up with Mike, Don.
I thought Michael would have put a stop to it.
I didn't. I told you
You're disappointed that Michael didn't reach out to his friend and say, hey, don't be friends?
He's disappointed in his judgment of me.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, good for you, Peter. I just thought it was going to go differently.
So sad.
Hey, I talk for a living.
Sure do.
And whether I'm in the studio...
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Competing for gold, we have legendary Reese's Peanut Butter Cups versus newcomer Reese's Medals. Who will be the winner? I'm sorry, what are they competing in?
Ask
Ask Sherwin-Williams and save big during the 4-day super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.69. Hurry, it's only April 19th through the 22nd. Shop online or at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Right now, returning lessees can get a Ford Explorer for $369 a month, only at your local Ford stores.
Step into the world of Golden Nugget Online Casino. With all the slots and table games you love, feel like you're on the casino floor no matter where you are. Score rewards by playing your favorite games and get your winnings almost instantly with lightning-fast withdrawals. Go! So what are you waiting for? Have a great time in your downtime. Download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app and get started today with this great offer.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Sierra Elevation for around $399 per month. We are professional-grade GMC.
The Michael Kay Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
Welcome back to the show. We just talked with Henrik Lundqvist about the Rangers Capital Series that will begin on Sunday, and the Knicks and the Sixers series begins tomorrow. MSG Networks will have game one and every game of the series. And Knick fans, you can tip off your playoff coverage with MSG Network tomorrow night. 1 hour expanded pregame show begins at 5, followed by game coverage at 6. MSG Networks is your home for Knicks playoff basketball. They'll have every game except Game 4. And don't miss MSG's expanded pre- and post-game coverage every night throughout the playoffs. Tip off the 2024 Knicks playoff run with all the action tomorrow night beginning at 5 p.m. on MSG Networks. Now, our next guest, Mike Breen, will not be with MSG for Game 1. He's going to have the game on ESPN, but he'll be with Clyde on MSG for most of the games moving forward. And now we welcome in Mike Breen. Hi, Mike.
Hello, guys. How we doing?
Doing great. Are you excited?
Peter and Don didn't answer.
Oh, I'm great. Mike, how are you?
I'm terrific. I can't wait. This is going to be 94-esque for the next 2 months.
Well, wouldn't that be nice, huh?
Oh, kidding me.
How cool is it that, you know, you're the national voice of the NBA for all these years, and you haven't had an opportunity to call that many Knicks games, and boom, right out of the gate, you're calling the Knicks Game 1 against the Sixers on ESPN. Pretty cool.
No, it's great. Just to be in that building, it's going to be so much fun. The place is going to be nuts on Saturday. It's going to be nuts on Sunday. And this particular series, you know, these two teams playing in the playoffs for the first time. It's two sports crazy fan bases that have been waiting for success for a long time. It's like the dream matchup. It's hard to believe it's a first-round matchup, but I think it's the most compelling matchup in the first round in the league.
Is there any chance, Mike, that you need some help with stats? Because I'd love to sit courtside with you during the game.
Sure. I'll call Dave Freed, who's my normal statistician.
Right.
He's busy. He does the Mets for Gary Cohen. He does Iron Eagles football games, so he could use a day off. So you're good for tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're required to work.
No, I can do turnovers and stuff like that.
You know what? Hold him to this, Mike. Hold him to it.
No, but it's a lot more than just turnovers. He doesn't just hand me numbers all the time. He sees things on the court.
Yeah.
He knows rules. He knows trends. The guy's as good a statistician as there in the entire industry. This is a big responsibility, and it's a playoff game.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
Are you intimating that I'm a hack, that I can't do it? I think I know.
It sounds to me like he doesn't think you can do it.
No, that's what it sounds to me, Don.
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I think I know you as well as anybody, and I think I know your strengths and your weaknesses, as we all have. But I have no idea about your ability as a statistician. I have no idea, because when we were at Fordham, you never kept stats from me.
You never asked.
So I don't know. Okay, but I don't. The thing is, I don't know. You might be one of the great statisticians of all time,
Right.
but you could be a colossal failure.
Yeah.
And I can't. I'm willing to take that chance, but you've got to come through.
I think you will not be disappointed.
I can't wait to see this play.
He's not going to do it.
Good.
So, of course, it's going to go great because he's not even going to
Well, the
try.
Yankee game's at 1. I'll have plenty of time to get there, do my prep work. I'll be fine.
You know what? It's all talk. Do it.
I will.
Wait a minute. The game is at 6 o'clock.
I get it. Yankee game will be over at, like, what, 3:30? I'll be fine.
No, you're required to be there earlier than that and going over certain things.
You're fired, Michael.
Making sure. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Oh, you already lost the job. All right, Mike, I'm tired of these guys just goofing off all the time. Let's talk some nuts and bolts basketball here. We've been going back and forth. Michael said his preference for the Knicks team would have been to get the Sixers. Don and I sort of felt the Heat, in spite of the scary past and how great Spoelstra is, I would have rather gotten the Heat because of just how dangerous this Sixers team can be at full strength. Do you have any idea what this version of the Sixers team will look like come tomorrow?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Sixers team. It has all to do with their star player, and that's why it's a scary matchup, because when he's right, he's as dominant as any player in the league, and not just because he can score 35 or 40 with ease. He's a dominant defensive player. His defensive numbers this year, before he got hurt, were as good as he's ever been, and he's always been an elite defensive player at his position. So that's the whole scary part. Like, how good is he? Now, the other game, I didn't see, I think I saw one of his games down the stretch after he returned, and he looked pretty good. But then to see it up close and personal the other night, he looked like he was laboring through the first three quarters. He's still, with his skill level and his size, he can still do things that most can't. But then in that fourth quarter, he kind of came alive. And I think he had 11 points in the fourth quarter, had this one beautiful pass, a couple of big rebounds, some defensive stops. The guy he's just an absolute beast. He's a great player. He's this massive man with unbelievable skills. And that's what makes him such a scary opponent. Now, can he do it in the playoff intensity? He played a lot of minutes, played the most minutes since he came back. But that's what makes it so hard, because the supporting cast is all fine and healthy, except for DeAnthony Melton. But he didn't play the other night. I don't think he's playing tomorrow. But that's what makes it such a tough matchup. This guy is a great player.
And you can't even just throw the bodies at him and use fouls because he shoots 90% from the stripe.
Right. It's amazing. He gets to the free throw line more than anybody, and as a 7-footer, he's just under 90%. That's what makes him so hard, and that, I think, is a key throughout the entire series, is to not let him get to the line 15 times, because when he has his big games, most of the time he's shooting between 10 and 15 free throws, and he's knocking most of them down.
How big is this week off? I mean, this team plays such intense basketball, and I was watching the game last Sunday, and then you and Clyde were great, just appreciating. You never see a game 82 with that kind of intensity, but that's just the way the Knicks play every single night. That's what makes them so much fun to watch. So how big is getting almost a week off before this whole thing starts?
Don, I don't think any team that's left benefited more from that time because of not just how they play, but how many minutes they have all played, the main guys. Basically since January when Randall and then Anunoby went down, and obviously without Mitchell Robinson for a long time, they all had stretches. Even some of the guys off the bench, whether it's Precious Achua and Miles McBride, when they were starting, they were all averaging like 40-plus minutes for several weeks. And these are hard minutes with this team because of the way they get at you defensively. So I think it's, like I said, the biggest bonus of any team to have that time off and just let the bodies rest.
Now, Brunson this year, Mike, 28.7 points, 48% shooting overall, 40 from three. But against the Sixers, 22.3, 40% from the field, 30% from three. Is there any rhyme or reason? Is that just a statistical blip, or is there something that they do that slows them down?
I think it's hard to go from regular season to postseason in terms of trying to compare or predict. There are certain matchups that might be more difficult, but the regular season, so much of a player's performance is where does a game come at the schedule? Is it the third game of 4 nights? Is it a back-to-back? You know, all those who's playing with them that particular game. But with that said, Philadelphia has some good defenders. Kelly Oubre he's 6'7", and he's not what you would call a great defender, but he's got great potential defensively. I remember Scotty Brooks telling me when Oubre first got into the league, Brooks was coaching the Washington Wizards, and he said Oubre could be an elite defender. He never got that because that wasn't the prime commitment for him. But when he's engaged defensively, the guy he's really, really good. Nick Batum, who's 6'8", has another guy. Now, he's 35, but he's still so smart defensively that he can guard you. And then throw in Kyle Lowry, who gives everybody problems. Even at his age, he's 38. So they can send a lot of different defenders, and sometimes defenders with length can give Jalen Brunson trouble in terms of scoring. But we've seen him time and time again. He figures it out. It's unbelievable how he's done that time and time again. He has seen every form of defense. And by the second half, he's figured it out. Even if he has a bad first half, because he never plays backwards, he figures out how, okay, maybe I'm not going to have this shot available, but I'm going to have these open threes from my teammates, or I'm going to have these lob passes to the big guys. It's been one of the most remarkable things to watch how he has dealt with every team trying to shut him down, and he finds a way to beat them.
Mike, I just want to tell you, and this is true, I'm not making this up, I just got a text, and I'll read it to you. Michael, it's Dave Freed. It's all yours. But before the game, you have to press Mike's suit. It's part of the job. So I'm out. I'm not pressing any suit.
Well, you just don't have time. You got the Yankee game.
We'll waive the suit pressing aspect of it.
Good, thank you.
Please, Mike, please call.
I'll just go with a wrinkled suit.
Call. Okay, because you're not pressing. Please call him on this. I got this. Has to happen. It has to happen.
It's a nationally televised game, Don. He's not going to play your reindeer games.
What reindeer games?
You know, Don. Don. Normally, I would if it was a regular season game, but and I was broadcasting all by myself. But I owe it to the crew.
Right. That's right. They worked hard
to have that quality performance, and without knowing what's going to happen, I think
JJ would think I'm terrific.
So I can just picture the awful announcing headline now. Michael K. not ready for prime time, according to Mike Breen.
Nice.
Or it'd be one of those where I'd give a stat and like 20 seconds later, just want to correct that. That was wrong.
Check that. Check that. It's a 21-3 run, not a 21-0
Keep in mind, I don't want to bring up old stuff, but Mike, just yesterday on the show, Michael got caught getting sports pickled and read a quote that wasn't even true. So he's not someone you can totally rely on.
Oh, my God. That's not right.
What a jerk you are.
I mean, don't you think if he's considering, Don, if he's considering a prospective statistician, don't you want to know that he went on a website called like the Sports Sack or something and believed what they said?
No, it was PGA Tour, and they spelled Tour T-U-O-R. So maybe I'm a bit dyslexic.
All right. Here's an idea.
Okay.
There's 2 NBA play-in games tonight.
All right.
So you go home tonight and sit in front of your television and keep stats for both games to give you a little bit of, repetition before you do the game.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to try out for my best friend? I'm out.
I like it.
Forget it. And I also have a Yankee game to do, Mike.
Listen to your voice. It's just turned ugly all of a sudden.
Yeah. Do you hear the privilege? Do you hear the privilege there, Mike?
Wow.
As a great...
There's always such warmth in your voice when you talk to me, and that was not warm.
Well, it's hurtful. It's hurtful.
Well, as a great man...
I'm 4 months older than you. Have a little respect.
Boy, your voice is going up several octaves now, too.
Well, as a great man once said, let's get back to nuts and bolts basketball, shall we, Mike?
Thank you.
Outside of Brunson, who has to have a big series for the Knicks in order for them to win?
Well, this is one time where I won't pick one other guy because that's what makes this team so good. They're so connected, and as connected as pretty much any team I've seen. They've got a great feel for each other. So, certainly Dante DiVincenzo has to provide scoring. Without Julius Randle, he's had to provide scoring, and he's done that. Josh Hart has to provide rebounding. Without Julius Randle, you need a strong rebounder. He's been terrific, plus all his intangibles. Same thing with DiVincenzo. Defensively and offensively, they have so much to do, so they both have to be there. Isaiah Hartenstein has been one of the most underappreciated role players in the entire league. The guy has been, what he's done for this team, I'd be afraid to see what the team would be like without him. Once Mitchell Robinson went down, and he said, I've been ready for this, the guy's been spectacular. And then you add an OG Anunoby, who is, if he reached the minimum, he didn't reach the minimum to get considered for any award. There's no question in my mind he deserves to be on an all-NBA defensive team. He changes an entire team's defense because he's such a great individual defender, and he's just as good as a help defender as well. And then throw in some of the others, too. You need some punch off the bench when Jalen Brunson is sitting on the bench. The non-Brunson minutes are going to be critical during the entire series. So for this is one team I'm going to say is not one X factor, one key guy. They all have to keep playing and doing a little bit extra than they were supposed to do when the season began.
Now, I'm going to give you a chance, Mike, because you did something a couple of years ago that was terrific. You got all the play-by-play guys together, and we had dinner. And the star of that dinner was John, telling stories, John Sterling. So
that
he's going to have
one of the most enjoyable nights. I'll never forget that night.
Such a great thing that you put together. And tomorrow's going to have a day at Yankee Stadium. What are your thoughts? Can you even imagine, Mike? We've talked about this off there. Actually working at 85. So what are your thoughts on John saying that's it? It's enough.
Well, I called him that day and told him I hope he realizes, number one, this remarkable career that he had. The most unique play-by-play guy that we've ever heard, certainly here in New York and probably throughout. And how he never changed. He always remained the same. Even with his style, sometimes he would get criticism, but he could care less. He would just do it his way, and he always did it his way. And my favorite thing about him is that he always broadcast with such joy. You knew that he was having the time of his life every single time he went on the air. And I think that's probably why, I heard you guys talking earlier about surprised that he's retiring because his voice is still as strong as ever. I think if the joy was a little bit less because the travel was so hard for him, he didn't want to do it anymore because his joy came through that microphone every single time he was on the air.
He is, the best way, the one word I keep seeing pop up and everybody saying such nice things about John, he's unique. I don't think anybody's done it like him before, and I don't think anybody can do it like him again. He's a singular talent, and he did things his way, and he did things against the grain, and I think he ended up being loved because of it.
Oh, right. And to have this kind of career with the number one franchise in all of sports, was just tremendous. And I also love the fact that he made the call and that it was his decision, because often that's hard at the end, whether you're a player, whether you're a coach, whether you're a broadcaster, whatever it is. How often is the decision have to be made for you, and you never want that. But he went out the way he wanted to go out.
And how about your buddy Mike Gorman in Boston? I mean, an incredible run. 46 years, Mike?
I don't know. I think it might be 43.
Okay.
I spoke to him yesterday as well, and I can't wait. I'm doing the Boston game on Sunday. I can't wait to see him because I haven't seen him in a couple of months. Mike Gorman not only is a legendary broadcaster, but he's as fine a man as I've ever met. He is just one of the special people, and when I got into the league, he was so welcoming and supportive. And, you know, Michael, as you know, that means so much when you first start broadcasting games, and he's already this established veteran. And I always tell the story, you know, when I first started doing games, I would tell my wife, Roseanne, oh, I met this person, I met that person. And I could have told her I met Michael Jordan, and it wouldn't have meant as much when I told her I met Mike Gorman, because that's even before all the NBA stuff. What he did on Big Monday for the Big East broadcasting, he spurred a lot of people's interest in it. That was such a huge job at the time. And she was a Villanova grad, and it was somebody that was larger than life for a lot of people back then. And I've never met a more humble guy in the business than Mike Gorman.
Mike, why don't you and I, when we go out together?
Same day?
Yeah, why not?
You know what?
The two mics leaving together. Two mics, drop the mic.
All right. Like, do you have any idea? Like, can you give me a time frame? What if we don't want to do it at the same time?
Well, one of us is going to have to give in.
Michael wants to do it. Michael wants to put a Comrex in the coffin with him. So
I'm curious, Mike. Was it just the situation that you became?
That's a good line. Wait a minute. That's a good line.
You encourage him. Thanks, Mike.
I just know. Was it circumstances, Mike, that you became close, or was Michael a different person in Fordham?
He saw that I was in need of a friend. I won't go into the long, boring story.
Because I would think the antics in this interview, I would be like, I don't know if I want to hang with this guy.
Well, you know what, Don? You have the mistaken impression that people that are really close have to be the same person. Mike and I are different.
Well, no, but just
it's our differences that we love.
Begging to do stats, and it's off-putting.
Oh, I have a question. When I used to wear the reindeer sweater, would you describe me as yummy, like you talked about somebody earlier?
Great point.
See,
that's great point.
First of all, it's Rick DiPietro. Show some respect. And no, you weren't yummy. You were far from yummy.
Okay.
Would you want to be called yummy?
No, not by him.
Well, how about when I was wearing a snorkel coat? Was I yummy?
No, I wouldn't use that word to describe you.
Well, look, Mike, listen to the whole show. I love this.
I really respect that. That's cool.
It is wonderful.
It's research, like a statistician before a game.
Exactly. And, Michael, by the way, I don't want to ruin your dreams, but Mike Breen can't retire with you.
Why? We came in the same year.
Yeah, but a lot has happened since then.
Oh,
and how do I say this? I don't know. You guys are both legendary, incredible broadcasters, but there are certain people you don't rub the right way. And Mike Breen has a pristine reputation.
Yeah, it is.
He doesn't want to get caught up getting ripped by Mushnick and the paper and all these people when you retire. He needs to have his own space so he doesn't get dragged in to all the Michael Kay of it all. It's too risky. I'm sorry.
I don't like that, Peter. Now I'm determined for us to go out at the same time.
All right. Well,
you see what I put up with constantly, Mike? This little irritant.
I mean, listen, you did it. Michael, let me ask you a question, Mike. Mike, did you happen to read Phil Mushnick yesterday?
He doesn't write on Thursday. He writes today.
When did it? Well, you texted me last night.
Well, it comes out on Thursday, but it's in the Friday paper.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know Mike Breen lived in olden times. He might have seen it last night.
This is always my favorite part of appearing on the show, when I don't speak for like 5 minutes and you guys just have your own thing going back and forth. It's actually very entertaining, and this is probably the least amount of actual basketball we've talked in one of these. So it's a nice change of pace.
I'm picking the Knicks in 6. Am I right?
I never, ever, ever predict series. I've never done it all these years. I won't do it.
Do I have a chance to be right?
Of course you do.
Okay. Really going out on a limb, Mike.
No, but he's going to be calling these games. He doesn't need that. On him.
Tell Mike what you said right before he came on, that you were surprised he answered Peter yesterday.
I am. I'm a little taken aback by it. Because I don't think you text me back. That's what it really came down to. I thought it was wrong for Peter out of the blue to just text you. Who is he?
What?
First
and I
off,
really thought Michael would put a stop to
his
it.
Text. I appreciated his text, and he does text me every once in a while. We've had established a nice friendship.
But you know these are flex texts. That's what they are.
And Don, we've even broadcast the same games with the Knicks, and I've never received a text from you.
Oh,
I don't want to bother you because what am I doing? Like I said, these are flex texts. What am I just tell me? Look who I'm texting. I don't want to bother you. I got to tell you, it was an honor, though.
Another guest coming up?
No, nobody is.
I got to tell you, it was.
You're staying on.
It was an honor to be able to call a game that you're calling. I was over my skis.
No, I don't know. You did a great job. We loved having you.
Oh well, thank you.
Mike, will you watch the Yankees against the Rays tonight?
No.
No, I've got to watch the play-in games.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good answer.
And he's a Met guy. You got to be thrilled. After Michael was
on a 10-10.
But Michael was hanging on the rim a couple of weeks ago, giving shots. Mets are getting no hit in that doubleheader against Detroit. Look at their 0-5.
Their own announcer did
Yankees
shots.
Are 6-1.
I didn't.
Peter, was he taking shots or not?
He hung on the rim a little bit.
And since then, the Mets are 10-3. You got to be thrilled with what they're doing, Mike. I know you're busy, but
without our best pitcher and one of our best hitters having even played a single inning.
That's because you signed him late.
That's all right.
He's getting injections in his back. Let's not forget.
Cavalry is coming.
There you go.
Have a great game tomorrow, Mike. I wish I could be there doing stats, but it doesn't seem like that's your plan.
Are you going to the game?
I don't have tickets. I would love to go. I'd love to take my son, but I have no tickets, and it's sad.
Oh,
he is.
This is so pathetic.
All right. Hopefully I'll get some text.
Yeah, I love it. Good. That's right. Wrap it up.
Have a great call, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Listen, this guy knows sports radio. He's been in it forever, and he listened to our show and enjoys our show. That's not nothing.
And doesn't have a meter. Hey, it's Michael K. I love when I get to talk.
We just signed the lease on our third shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to CustomInk.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our Custom Ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at CustomInk.com.
You done yet? It's 2 a.m. Why are you still scrolling through videos? You're not paying me overtime here. If you really want to see something new, why not change those shades that have been broken for the past 2 years? Let's tap the Thumbtack app, and in a matter of seconds, we'll find a pro to install new shades.
Okay.
With Thumbtack, you can easily find top-rated professionals for every home project.
Thumbtack, the easy way to care for your home.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just saw it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
When I was really little, I don't know why, but I wanted to be a pastor. When I was like a small child.
I wanted to be a celebrity by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
These players are playing for a lot of money today.
I'm only here for 2 feet. I don't really care about any other place.
Can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
New season, new reasons to say yes.
This is star power.
Wow. Cole dials it up. What a home run for Soto. Aaron Judge crushes one.
Get all the Yankees action. The Yes app.
As always, you're a step ahead. Turn up the fun full throttle in Toyota's all-electric BZ4X with available all-wheel drive. So charge up, hop in, and let's go. Yours, BZ4X.
For a limited time, lease BZ4X for only $119 a month or get 0% APR plus $2,500 TFS APR subvention cash. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
We all want to feel safe when traveling. That's why if you see something that feels suspicious, such as an abandoned bag or erratic behavior from a passenger, just call 911. You can call anonymously, and it's okay if it turns out to be nothing. Work together with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey to keep our transportation facilities safe. Visit PANYNJ.gov to learn more.
With features you won't find on Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, or Subaru Forester, the Hyundai Tucson puts the other guys in their place. Namely, the rear-view mirror. Only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 3.79% APR, or up to $2,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
I have sickle cell. I've had lots and lots of blood transfusions over my lifetime. I'm most grateful that people are willing to go out there and take their time, their blood, and give me new life.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Chris Sheeran back here for the Michael K. Show. The Yankees coming home to start a 6-game homestand is brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. After salvaging the last game up in Toronto with a comeback win, the Yankees start a 3-game series with another in-division rival tonight when they see the Rays for the first time this season. On the hill for both squads, it'll be Clark Schmidt and Tyler Alexander. Each starter will be looking for their second victory of the season. Our coverage on Yes commences with the batting practice show at 6, followed by the pregame, and then first pitch comes your way a little after 7. It's the Yankees and the Rays from the Big Ball Yard in the Bronx. Tonight, coverage starting at 6 with BPTV, right here on Yes, and streaming, of course, on the Yes app.
This portion of the Michael K. Show on 98.7 ESPN is brought to you by Genesis of White Plains, proud member of the Pepe Auto Group, the name you've trusted since 1968. Don, I haven't asked you. I kind of like the Met City Connect uniforms. I mean, they're not the Met uniforms, and it seems like every team is going to do it, but it's a black uniform. It says NYC across the front. The hat looks pretty sharp, but you're the Met fan. What do you think?
So curious if Don is going to say he completely agrees or just absolutely eviscerates you right now.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Now, there's both could be true. It does look kind of sharp, but not for the Mets. Mets have their colors. I don't understand why these City Select have to be completely opposite of what your colors are. And the thing I hate about the Players Weekend and the Orange Fridays or the Black Fridays, Orange Saturday, I believe, and you could agree, disagree, I don't care. I think the Mets pinstripe uniforms are gorgeous. It's what I grew up with. I always loved that color blue. I love the orange. I love everything about the Mets jerseys, and I even like their road jerseys too. Not the script NY, the ones that they wear now and the ones that they wore back when they first came into the league. So anytime they play with it, I just don't. It bothers me. It just does. Now, they look sharp for, if a new team came in the league or whatever, but purple is not their color. So you're telling me you can only have the City Select has to represent the city. Well, part of the reason the Mets are orange and blue is because that's the New York City colors. I never found concrete to be attractive. I'm sorry. Oh, we want the gray to represent the concrete of the city. I don't find concrete attractive. I'm good.
But okay, so you don't. Let me ask Peter, because he's much more stylish than you.
Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Peter, these are nice. I mean, listen, they're not their uniforms. I get it.
Right.
So you always they're not like the Boston ones that look ridiculous.
Yeah, those
these
are stupid.
These are handsome-looking uniforms.
But didn't I say that, Peter?
Yeah.
But why don't you like it?
He's just saying he's not into the change, and I get
they're
it.
showing it now on it's like NY in purple. That's not their color. So if you wanted to come up with a City Select jersey that had the blue and the orange or whatever, but why does it have to go completely opposite of what your organization represents?
Okay. If you want to hate it, you're fine.
I understand exactly what he's saying. And now listen, of course it's not the repugnant Boston Red Sox jersey, which is just an absolute embarrassment. Right. He likes these. He's just saying he doesn't need it.
But you know what the Red Sox is? The Red Sox uniform plays off the Boston Marathon. The font of the word Boston, the whole thing.
I don't care what it plays on.
Well, don't go there.
Me?
No, Michael.
Yeah,
don't go there. I'm trying to explain what the uniform. I don't like the uniform either.
Ugly's ugly.
Whether it's connected to charity, whether it's all of that stuff, it's just not the move. It's just not good.
Okay. It's like somebody ugly and say, well, that's how God wanted to make him. Well, God made him ugly. If you want to say that represents the Boston Marathon, okay, they're still ugly.
That's the thing. You hear that? You understand?
Oh, now we're supposed to go, well, okay, it's not ugly anymore because it represents the Boston Marathon.
Right,
no, it's still putrid.
I think it's ugly, too, but there was a reason behind it. They didn't just say, let's come up with yellow.
I know, but it's just silly. I got a message from Mike Breen.
Okay.
He texted me a few minutes ago, and he said, hey, Peter, great being on with you today. Please thank Michael and Don for me. Your friend, Mike.
See? And now what bothers me is he has my number. But
he does bring up a good point. You call the same game as him, and you didn't text him, hey, can I, any advice? Can you help me out with the other team?
I'm not going to bother. He's Mike Breen.
But, okay, I would say, although you don't like to put me on that level, I'm a good friend of yours. Yeah. Mike Breen is my best friend. So there's a connection there.
No, I understand it, but I'm not going to bug. I went down after the game. I went on the court and said hello to him and talked to him. I just don't. I don't feel, even though I've known him for 30 years, but I shouldn't say I met him 30 years ago when he did updates for Imus, and he would literally relieve me on the overnights at the Fan.
Excuse me?
Oh Wait a minute. How else would you say if somebody comes in to take over for you on a shift, he's relieving you?
Well, this is the guy you always stick up for, Don. He turns everything into a filth fest.
But people, that's the right phrasing.
But he can't help himself,
that's his problem. I don't want to get caught up in his muck and myrrh and all that garbage. The fact is that he did. He came in. He did updates for Imus. I did the 540 update. And
then he relieves you.
And I was intimidated by him. And
no, but you know what? You know what this is about, Michael?
What's it about?
This is about something that drives me crazy about Don. It comes from a great place, okay? Don is a really humble guy. But at a certain point sometimes it crosses into a bridge too far. A little too humble to act that he shouldn't be on the level of reaching out to Mike Breen. Who am I? What do I have to say to you? Your colleagues. You share one of the most important people in both of your lives is the same guy. I mean, you guys are very directly connected, And you kind of feel like you don't belong. And sometimes it makes me want to slap you across the face.
But I hear Don. I hear what he's saying.
You're done.
Again, I'm getting attacked by Met fans. You know, the purple Met uniform is for the 7 train. I know it's all representing the city. But I understand the 7, but it's the Mets have their colors.
I wonder if you're really a Met fan, Don. No wonder Met fans attack you.
Because he doesn't like the City Connect. Come on.
No, because you see, it's almost like I do a show in a vacuum here. You just wait for me to stop talking and then you jump in. You know that I hate apologists fans. If I think my team stinks, I'm going to say they stink. If I think they're going to lose, they're going to lose. If I hate the draft pick, I hate the draft. I hate fans that they love everything their team does. I love the Mets more than them because I love the uniform. It's what I grew up with. I love that blue. I love the color scheme. Why give me something that away from one of the things that are the fabric of the organization? I don't care about. I don't take the 7 train to the game.
If the Mets sent you
make
one
it green
of
for
those jerseys,
the turnpike, that's what I take.
If they sent you one of those jerseys, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't throw it on in the pool while you're barbecuing?
I'd give it away.
Oh.
What?
Let's go to Rick. I don't get it. Let's go to Richard in Manhattan.
You really don't get it, but Richard, you'll get. Go ahead, Richard.
Hi, Michael, Don, Peter. This morning, did you guys get a chance to listen to Dave Rothenberg?
Oh, yeah.
He was going on. His cousin's daughter is having a bat mitzvah tomorrow, so it's going to coincide with the Knick game.
Okay.
Now he spent an hour trying to figure out how he can get a TV in the venue after the synagogue, and how he can watch the game.
He doesn't have a phone? He doesn't have a smartphone?
On the phone, on the laptop, all these different machinations. I couldn't believe it. Fellas, am I thinking wrong? Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
What does Dave Rothenberg do for a living?
We don't know.
Sports talk radio.
He talks on the radio.
Right.
The radio is his bread and butter. What was the big deal for tomorrow? For 2 hours, you bring a nice transistor radio or a plug-in radio and just go off to the side and listen to the game on the radio. That's how he makes his money.
Great point.
I don't understand why he has to watch the game.
Because he's going to take this. Well, he's not going to take it the wrong way. It's the right way because he's simple. Because Dan Grassa told he got your phone. It's going to be on the way. He's so worried about going that the bar has a TV. What is it, 1974? He's got a phone. Forget about transistor radio. He can watch the game on his phone. What does it matter with him?
Now I'm gonna return serve right back at Richard. So while Don, your point's correct. It's so easy to do your phone. Richard, the transistor radio. As much as I love radio, and it certainly pays my bills as well, you can't sit at a bar mitzvah with the radio. If he's at the party and he has a radio on, people are going to try to talk to him. It doesn't make any sense. What makes sense is you move to 2024, okay? You fall on the toilet. You invent the flux capacitor. You come to the future that we live in right now. You pull out your phone, you open up whatever TV watching apparatus you have on there, which basically everyone has. I know Dave has an iPhone. He texts in blue. And you just pull it up every few minutes. You check out the game for a minute. You put it away. It's not that hard.
What did I do?
You won't be the only one.
Peter, what did I do with the ESPN executives?
You ignored them and watched the Canadians game.
But did I wander off to look for a bar with a TV?
No.
Like a gentleman, I took the phone out and I watched the game. Listen, he doesn't care about his surroundings. At least he'll be able to stay at the table. This is a guy that's going to get up from his table, disappear at the bar, and watch the game. He could actually still be there with his family and have the game on the phone. I mean, I don't get
Also, how about being in the moment? I mean, come on, it's the first game. DVR it.
Honestly.
I mean, it's an important family member's bat mitzvah. I mean, grow up.
I get. Listen, I get that he's a diehard, but you're right. It's game 1. You can watch on your phone. I can see if it's game 7 or it's an elimination
this is game 1. No, this is where Dave loses me, because he has the crazy rules about football. But then when he starts applying it to a basketball game 1, you start to go, is the whole thing an act? Well, why do you have to be that way for game one? Like, you could, by the way, you could even DVR the game, so you keep an eye on the score during it, and then later, if you really want to prepare for your show and go back and watch it, you could go back and watch it. But come on, this isn't that big a deal.
Oh, and this has nothing to do with
I do wonder sometimes if he does it for effect.
Starting to feel that way. You know what I mean?
I'm listening to it this morning, and again, they do a phenomenal job, and I thought Dan did a good job filling in for Rick. And I'm like, what year is it? That you're worried about? Does the restaurant have a TV? Like, who even thinks that way anymore?
Now, can I do a little long-term tease, and we can't really give away the specifics.
Really?
But everybody out there, I want you to know, you've all wanted it, I've wanted it, he's wanted it, but me and Rick DiPietro are doing a show together.
Wow.
Information will become available as time moves forward, but there will be a Rick and Mike show.
Really?
Yep.
This would be like listening, not watching, listening to a porn movie.
Oh, my God.
Because they're going to be going at each other.
Yeah, it might be unbearable.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Or it could be fantastic. It could be the future.
I'm good.
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
We don't know.
Beauty.
But listen and check your local listings, because you will find out there's going to be a Rick and Mike show.
I think there's going to be all different kinds of different combinations.
I don't care about any of that. It's a Rick and Mike show that people are going to care about.
So I'm just talking to Peter. Peter, I think there's going to be all different kind of combinations.
I've heard things about that as well.
Some of them you'll go, wow, that's interesting. And some of them you'll go, I got to listen to that.
Well, some of the ones that you have done, and you're going to, what? I don't really want to do that, but we'll see when it all comes out. Peter, how about FanDuel, bud?
Sure, I do.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, improve your presentation skills, and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
My favorite babysitter is Annalisa. She's pretty good. She's like my grandma. She says, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" She plays with me. She helps you feel better. Bugs and insects are healthy for you. Amelia took us to the beach. She teaches me some gymnastics. We like color. We draw flowers, and then we go skateboarding.
From babysitters to nannies to daycare centers, find all the care you need at care.com.
It's going to feel like home. It's going to be electric.
This is the Yankees flexing their muscles.
I think he's just going to elevate everybody in that lineup.
He has the right demeanor to pitch in the Bronx.
When you play in New York, the expectation is to win a championship.
This is the Yankees being the Yankees.
Adults are at risk of hearing damage from loud sounds. So why is this happening? We know not to bake in the sun for hours. We buckle up to save lives. And we know that smoking kills. We take common sense steps for our health every day. Let's make hearing part of it. Love your ears. Learn more at hearinghealthfoundation.org. Keep listening.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is the state's largest anti-hunger organization. We work with our 800-plus community partners to supply them with the fresh food and resources they need to feed our hungry neighbors. We provide nutrition. We provide support. We provide opportunity. We can't do it without you. Go to cfbnj.org to join us today. That's cfbnj.org.
Is it possible to be more capable?
and more practical. Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Break up with your old wings and lemon pepper wing from Popeyes. Crispy, saucy, available. Popeyes finally has wings in 6 flavors.
FanDuel Casino has your chance at the #1 feeling, winning. Winning ranks higher than any other feeling, higher than number 30. Saying, I told you so.
Told you so.
Higher than number 89, the feeling of catching your car keys with one hand. And number 78, thinking it's Friday when it's really Saturday. New players get 200 chances at winning with their first deposit on FanDuel Casino.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay, and how fast you can get started.
Yes Network is now streaming on Fubo. Watch the Yankees and more of your New York teams. Streaming live on all your devices. Plus, over 350 top channels. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
As a mom, I want my kids' lives to be filled with joy and possibility. And I want that for every kid. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. They work in schools and communities to make sure every kid gets the healthy meals they need. Please join me in supporting No Kid Hungry for all kids.
Chris Sheeran back here for the Michael K. Show. The Rangers locked up home ice throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs, securing the President's Trophy with their shutout win over Ottawa in their last game of the season. The Washington Capitals won their last game, which locked them into the second wild card. Now the two teams are on a collision course in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, with Game 1 from the Garden kicking things off Sunday at 3 o'clock. The series will feature a pair of excellent Russian skaters. Artemi Panarin for the Rangers, who set career highs with 49 goals and 120 points. He was just 5 points shy, by the way, of a Rangers single-season franchise best in points. And 38-year-old Alex Ovechkin, who played in 79 games this year and helped their team win 4 of their last 5, needing every point to wrap up that second wild card.
Listen, at the risk of incurring his wrath, I'm very lukewarm on that.
Okay.
But, you know, I guess you won the week.
No, Peter did.
Well, how?
What did, who won yesterday?
Don.
No.
It's a tie between Don and
okay.
Peter.
It was because I know Peter got Saturday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then who was it, Monday?
John Sterling.
John Sterling. So he was up. It was his to lose.
And he lost it. Don, if the Rangers lost this series, would it be an absolute shock?
Yes, for me it would be an absolute shock.
And everybody around hockey, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody picking Washington that I've seen. I don't know if, Anthony, you stumbled upon anybody, but I think most people look at this and as the most lopsided of the series. It's 1 versus 8.
I do have
minus 37 goal differential. That never happens. And make the playoffs.
I got some bad news.
In what sense?
If it better not be about ENN.
ENN is not a television vehicle.
Wake up, Flip.
ENN is, in fact, a radio-only vehicle.
Why?
Because we had the batting practice show. Got a big series against Tampa Bay.
Stop it.
Wake up, Flip.
Is the Tampa coaches pitching to him?
This is going to be a big ENN they're missing right before a playoff weekend.
I've got an unbelievable stat, Don.
What's that?
Who is the longest tenured manager in baseball?
Oh, wow.
6-1.
It might be Aaron Boone.
Nope.
I said might be.
Longest tenured ever, you said?
No. Now.
In all of baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Kevin Cash.
Wow. And you know who's rooting for
And
Kevin
how about this? He's the 8th longest tenured manager or coach in all 4 major sports.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like
and Terry Francona said he was rooting for him.
Well, they're best buddies. Yeah. Let's we'll see what Yes is going to lose here. Let's go to Ziggy in Hillsdale. Ziggy.
Hey guys, I'm your most loyal fan.
Thank you.
Real quick, Peter, did you ever get the Washington football team helmet that I gave you at the Beach Bash?
Yeah, you mean like this? Isn't that 2 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure you got it.
Lovely, lovely gesture, man. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I was looking for a thank you, but I just want to make sure you got it. But
nice, man.
I predicted
wait, Ziggy. All right, goodbye to Yes. Have a great weekend. All right, Ziggy, go on.
That's a wrap on the show for today. Coming up next, our coverage of the Yankees and Rays gets underway with Yankees batting practice today. For all of us here on the Michael Kay Show, this is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. Enjoy the game. We will see you Monday after the Yankees and A's in the afternoon. The Michael Kay Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR financing on 2024 Acura models.
This is not just a stop for allergy meds. This is a great price on what you need to survive the season.
Quick question.
Backed by an expert.
Okay.
This is value. Right in your neighborhood.
Thanks so much.
Walgreens.
Step into the world of Golden Nugget Online Casino. With all the slots and table games you love, feel like you're on the casino floor no matter where you are. Score rewards by playing your favorite games and get your winnings almost instantly with lightning-fast withdrawals.
Go!
So what are you waiting for? Have a great time in your downtime. Download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app and get started today with this great offer.
Dear Plugged In, as always, you're a step ahead. Turn up the fun full throttle in Toyota's all-electric BZ4X with available all-wheel drive. So charge up, hop in, and let's go. Yours, BZ4X.
For a limited time, lease BZ4X for only $119 a month or get 0% APR plus $2,500 TFS APR subvention cash. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Faltaron los perros.
No, pero ellos graban los perros en el parque.
Muy
when you swing, this part of the bat. Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder, okay?
Yes.
Be resilient. You gonna, oh, wow, look, you blew everything. We're gonna come out looking like our pops.
What do you do wrong?
No, I ain't doing nothing wrong. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
You're watching Yes.
Aaron Judge stepped up right when the Yankees needed it, with the captain ripping a game-winning single in the ninth inning Wednesday to salvage the series finale in Toronto. Giancarlo Stanton played a big part too, blasting another home run, and now the Bombers are back in the Bronx. It's the New York Yankees hosting the Tampa Bay Rays in a Friday night game at the Big Ball Yard in the Bronx. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. I'm Chris Sheeran. The Yankees left Toronto riding high thanks to some late-game heroics against the Blue Jays, and tonight they're back home where they'll go head-to-head with another American League East rival. Let's get right to the pitching matchup, and this is our Key to the Game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. For the Tampa Bay Rays, it'll be lefty Tyler Alexander on the hill. He has a 6.46 ERA through 3 appearances and 12 strikeouts against just 5 walks. And for the Yankees, it's Clark Schmidt, who has a 3.68 ERA and 16 strikeouts. Schmidt is coming off a start in Cleveland, where he picked up his first win of the season by allowing 1 earned run in 5 innings. We saw some good. He struck out 7 batters, and it was his 28th start, giving up 3 runs or fewer since the start of last year, and only Sonny Gray had more in the American League over that span. But Schmidt also walked a career-high 5, and again seemed to hit that late outing wall, lasting just 85 pitches. In that start against the Guardians, Schmidt threw 40 cutters. That's been a good pitch for him so far this season, especially against lefties who are hitting just 143 against the pitch. He also got 4 strikeouts on the knuckle curve and got 12 swings and misses altogether. Here's what Schmidt had to say after the game.
Yeah, I think stuff-wise was really, really good. I thought we were getting to really good areas, especially early on in the game. I think the 4th inning kind of lost the release point a little bit. Really was leaning on the cutter, like backdoor a lot. And I think that like mechanically got me leaning a little bit out front, and I was kind of getting ahead of the ball. So made some adjustments, was able to get out of that jam right there. But really, really happy with the stuff and the swing and miss. The curveball especially was really sharp today.
He gave you an opportunity to go out there in that 6th inning, weren't able to get through the inning. How do you go about making that next jump, going through the order a 3rd time?
Yeah, I mean, I was telling I feel so close. Like, it's like we're right there. I feel like, you know, in the past it might have been maybe a walk in the 6th inning, or you give up a double or a big hit. It's like, I mean, you give up a soft contact to Quan to the other side of the field, and then you get a ground ball that just makes its way through. So 2 results that honestly I don't really hate in the grand scheme of things. You know, a lot of times maybe that ball gets caught, or the ball on the ground is a ground ball double play. So I feel really, really close. I felt like we made the adjustment to get back out there in that last inning and throw strikes. We had Quan 0-2, and it was a quality curveball. So you know, I think it's just a constant game of adjustments to make sure that we kind of finish those outings out, but really happy with where we're at right now. I wouldn't say maybe pressure, but there's definitely, you know, you need to go a little bit deeper in the game, and as a starter, you're cognizant of that, and I think starting the day off with a win is like a really big deal.
Tampa Bay having numerous injuries to its starting rotation opened the door for a guy like Tyler Alexander, a 29-year-old southpaw they picked up off waivers from Detroit in November. As a starter, Alexander is 4-20 with a 4.78 ERA, so the Rays have used an opener for him twice, including his last outing when he allowed 2 runs on 6 hits in 6 innings against San Francisco, striking out 4 and walking 1. Since 2019, Alexander has a 5.2% walk rate, which is 5th lowest in the American League over that span. That's good. But he's also been susceptible to the long ball, surrendering 1.61 homers per 9 innings, and he's allowed the 3rd highest OPS, so there might be some opportunities for Yankees hitters. Gleyber Torres will be one of those hitters facing Alexander. He's gotten off to a slower start than he probably wanted, but he's still reaching base in 17 of 19 games this season. Anthony Rizzo bats 5th with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, and he's closing in on 300 career home runs. He'd be the 10th active player to hit that milestone. And leading off again, it's Anthony Volpe, who's been a table setter. His .410 on-base percentage ranks 4th in the American League. He also has the most defensive runs saved, 19, since last season began. Here's the rest of the Yankees lineup. Volpe's up top, followed by Juan Soto, who's coming off his 75th career game where he reached base at least 4 times. Then it's Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, Gleyber Torres, Alex Verdugo, Jose Trevino, and Oswaldo Cabrera rounds it out and bats 9th. For the Rays, Yandy Diaz leads off. Then it's Randy Arozarena, Richie Palacios, and Isaac Paredes. He's batting .295 with 5 home runs in 28 career games against the Yankees. He's followed by Ramirez, Rosario, Meade, Caballero, and former Yankee Ben Rortvedt rounds it out. He's batting .320 with the Rays. We're just getting started here on Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. Up next, we hear from Aaron Boone, whose team returns to the Bronx holding the best record in the American League. Then we take things back to the minors and go behind the scenes of the spring breakout game with our friends from Homegrown. And later, Juan Soto reached base 5 times last game. We'll break down his hot start. That's all ahead here on Yes, and streaming, of course, on the Yes app. Yankees batting practice today is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan.
New season, new reasons to say yes. Wow. Yes to the ultimate viewing experience.
Aaron Judge crushes one.
Yes to in-game live stats. And earn rewards and win prizes. Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
At this very moment, Doctors Without Borders is on the ground in communities around the world, delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most. Our teams are bandaging war-wounded patients caught in the crossfire in Sudan, providing clean drinking water in Haiti, and performing emergency C-sections in Yemen. Doctors Without Borders teams are in over 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving work is made possible by our movement of supporters. People like you who help our patients even when they're half a world away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.